Hello again, everybody. It's Paul Rogers for another episode of Table Talk. And just sitting here at the table, I wanted to tell you I'm glad you're here. And today's topic we're going to talk about is choosing an advisor that you can trust. Okay? You need to trust somebody. And I think with that being in mind, I just tell you a little bit of my background again. More than 30 years, I've helped, thousands and thousands of people navigate through the biggest financial decisions of their lifetime. These are emotional and financial decisions, and, of buying and selling a home. And that's why, in technical terms, I'm a realtor. Okay. But I'm an Arizona real property wealth advisor, right? Everybody can be an agent, but with the experience and the background that I have, I've felt over the years and found out, through resources and people and my peer group that, I'm more of a real property wealth advisor. And that's kind of how I want to take my role with you when we work together. But my background goes far beyond real estate. For more than 30 years, 33 years, I was a former contractor. I was a home inspector, owned a home and pest inspection company for over 33 years. I've done over 16,000 property inspections. I've renovated homes. I've been through the process of helping people with, renovating their homes. I'm a construction consultant. I'm a HUD consultant. I have a lot of degrees behind my name, which have given me the I feel what's most certainly has given me the honor to consider myself your real property wealth advisor. And one of the reasons I enjoy helping homeowners through this transition is because I've been exactly where you're at right now. I know exactly how you feel. Many, many, many people, countless, have felt the same way. But I think what you'll find out when we have a chance for a conversation is that I think you'll find out what all my clients have found out, that is that I truly care, and I want to build that trust. And it only, referrals are great, but the trust comes into play when you and I, first communicate, and how we go about that situation. And I want to listen to what your needs and desires are. I want to listen to what you want in, let's say it's retirement. I want to work with you at every step of the way. So again, I've been through exact same thing you're going through in my own personal life. I was in the military. I was in the Navy, but my dad and stepdad both were in the military, so I moved a lot. When I was a kid, but as an adult, I've purchased I've purchased 9 homes in my career, in my lifetime. I've been very, very, very blessed. God has blessed me unbelievably, so I never take that for granted. God has blessed us, and I give all the praise and the glory, where it belongs. But I also know that when you're selling your home and you're leaving your home, that's a home where you've made a lot of memories, right? It's a home where you've made a lot of memories, great memories. Yeah, maybe some not so great, but with the bad comes a lot of good, right? We learn from things, but for the most part, probably some phenomenal memories. You've made friends, you've raised your family, you've been in the workplace there, but now it's you're ready for another chapter, right? And so that comes in the part about making financial decisions as your advisor, picking an advisor you can trust. One thing I'd want to hopefully instill in you is the knowledge that, because I've been in your shoes many times over again, I feel I know how to circumvent these situations and find solutions. There's no problems in my vocabulary. There's no such thing as a problem. Everything has a solution to it. And if you have the right advisor, I know where to go to point you in a direction to get answers for you. So, the trust, like anything, as you've met people over the years, trust is earned. You can't buy trust. It doesn't come in the form of compensation. It doesn't come in the form of just because somebody knows me or knows somebody else. You've got to have that feeling right off the bat. And so to trust, uh, it's earned. And I want to earn that from you. And the only way to earn that trust is to begin a dialogue, is to talk, and to see if we're actually both on the same page. You may not like me, I may not like you. It may not be a good fit. I haven't had that happen very often. Very, very rare. I can't remember, maybe one time in 35 years that happened. It just wasn't fit. Okay, that's fine. Those things happen. But I think for the most part, I think what you'll find out is we would have a great dialogue, and we would be able to take from that dialogue building block of trust and things that you want to do with that. People that I've trusted have helped me, and they still remain friends today. So basically, choosing the right advisor, right? That makes all the difference between a smooth transaction and a very, very, very stressful situation. And we don't want to do that. So again, you're going to have questions. Reach out to me, email me, text me, whatever all the other stuff is, that's out there, smoke signals and all the ways to communicate. I'm just having fun here. There's all kinds of ways to communicate. So if you're interested, most certainly, reach out to me with any questions. We can have a conversation. And again, I call it table talk because that's exactly where we are. We are actually in my kitchen at the table. This is where everything happens that's of importance. It commands attention. It's the table. It's where we break bread. It's where we talk. It's where we eat the blessings of our food. It's everything, that makes a family a lot of times. And yeah, we can sit over at the bar, the kitchen counter bar, and we can eat over there. But when we have family and friends, or we have important things to discuss, it's right here at the kitchen table. So, my goal basically is to help you remove all the confusion, answer the questions, and maybe questions that you don't even know yet. And I can help you with those. Maybe we can bring that out. So I want to give you confidence to make an informed decision. So whether you're planning on moving, next week, next month, 6 months, a year from now, everything begins with advanced planning and advanced communications. And I really appreciate your spending some time with me today. My goal is not to convince you to move. My goal is to make sure that whatever you do, whether it's with me or with somebody else, you need to vet their credentials. You need to vet that person. You need to make sure that they have your best interest in mind, not just a paycheck, okay? Not just a paycheck. And you want to make sure it's the best decision for you and your family. So I would be honored to talk with you. Until then, basically take care, and remember, right? God has blessed us, but remember that every successful move, because we're talking about real property and moving, every successful move begins with a good or great conversation. And I look forward to visiting with you when you have a moment. So reach out. Thank you very much, and you have a great day, and God bless you.